Hey there, gang, and welcome to the locker room. Yep, you got it right. I've got a partner in here today, literally my partner in business, Michael Garstein. Mikey, good to have you here today in the locker room. So I've asked Michael to share with you guys maybe some advice that he can share, paying it forward, on how do you go from working for and with somebody to being the boss, to being an owner, because Michael is now an owner and has become a partner. We started
mid-January.
how many years now have you been?
12.
12 years. So for those of you that are looking to get it overnight, doesn't happen that way. Michael will tell you that. But here he is, 12 years into his career, he's an owner. Michael, would you just share with everybody some tips on how they can go from where you were, where you just got started, to now where you're an owner?
Yeah, no, of course. I think that it's understanding the evolution of a person. You know, I think understanding what you got to go through and understanding you can't just read a book or take a class and all of a sudden, voila, I'm good at this. It takes years of understanding that if you're going to evolve, there's going to be adversity, and you got to be able to reflect and understand where things went right, where things went wrong, to be able to make new decisions. Having a dedication and commitment to yourself. You know, your old you owe it to your old version of yourself when you make a decision that in a year, 2 years, 3 years down the road, where you want to be. You got to own the fact that you owe yourself to be able to do these things. And sometimes it takes sacrifice, and sometimes it takes discipline. But your old self and your new self need the disciplines to become that evolution that you're really looking for in a person. So when it comes to evolution, you can't just read a book. You can't just take a class. You can't just say, voila, look at the new version of me. It's got to become a lifestyle. It's got to become a routine. It's got to become a habit. And you got to have self-reflection, because you're going to hit adversity. You're going to hit hurdles. You got to understand where to have self-reflection, where to do it. You know, I always had a saying, you know, I'll try everything once, twice if I like it. And a lot of it really came into play into this business, that in this business, you're going to try certain things. If you get the result that you desire, good, do it again. It worked. If it didn't work, guess what? Scrap that idea, make a different adjustment. So I think having a dedication to yourself, a commitment to yourself on what you want, where you want to be, and then taking the steps of where you're going to go, making sure you're taking the right steps, making sure you're having some self-reflection on yourself and the moves that you made. Make sure you're getting the results. Just because something feels good doesn't mean it's the right thing for you. There's plenty of vices, we'll call it, out there that may feel good but not necessarily good for you.
Good for you, yeah.
Right? This is the type of business you got to really reflect on yourself. Just because something's comfortable and easy doesn't mean it's right for you.
So this was a great message, especially for those that are part of our great company here at American Income Life. But it's good for everybody out there, even if you're not part of it. What you really heard Michael share is how you go from working for somebody where you're feeling like your destiny is in their hands,
Yes.
versus now your destiny's in your hands.
Yes,
So those tips that Michael just gave you, take them seriously like he did. And like Michael, you'll probably find yourself running or owning a business of your own. But guess what? That's when the real work begins. He's prepped. He's been 12 years. Now is where Michael is really going to have to learn and grow. But everything that he's done up to this point has prepared him to be an owner. And there is no doubt about it. He's going to be one of the greatest this company's ever seen. And so, Michael, appreciate you, and I'm sure everybody out there appreciates you. That's the message today, gang. Follow his lead. Best life ever. Thanks for joining.
Best life ever. Appreciate y'all.